Good evening, everyone. Today we're going to be discussing a sutta called Jarāmaraṇa. Jarāmaraṇa is the next sutta from the previous sutta. The previous Monday we were talking about, what have we been talking about? Three things that cause suffering, harm and discomfort. So in the same way, in this sutta we get to see old age and death. So I put a topic this way: no one can avoid old age, in Pali we call jarā, and death, maraṇa, according to the Jarāmaraṇa Sutta. I mean, this topic is commonplace, like everybody knows that they're gonna die, they're gonna age, but that's not the problem here. The problem is something different. So we're going to be looking at the story, background story, and then what the king, Kosala, asked from the Buddha, and whether there is a place, there is no aging, no death. So that's the Buddhist version. There is a place, according to Buddha, where there is no aging, no death. Okay? So those are the three main aspects we're going to be dealing with today. Okay, so the first, as I told you, the sutta's name is Jarāmaraṇa Sutta. At Savatthi is the capital of which state in India? Kosala, the state called Kosala. I don't think these names are still existing. I think they have been taking different names nowadays with political changes. But anyways, there were four main republican states at that time: Magadha, Kosala, Vatsa, Avanti. So Kosala was one of the biggest republican states. In this Kosala state, republican state, there was a king called King Kosala. We use another term for this king Pasenadi. He had an army. He had an army who was always victorious. They never got defeated. They were very triumphant, very powerful. Anyways, so the capital city of this republican state called Kosala was Savatthi. Buddha stayed, I think, more than 10 years in this city. I think more than that. I can't remember the exact. I guess 18 years in one temple, 6 years in another temple. So where we can see a lot of stories and a lot of teachings in the canon. At Savatthi, seated to one side, King Pasenadi, Kosala, said to the Buddha, "Sir, for someone who has been reborn, is there anything apart from old age and death?" In Pali we say, Attinuko bhanti jātassa anyatra jarāmaraṇāti. I always read Pali to make sure that we are reading exact, precise Pali words that Buddha and these kings we've been using. So his question was, is there anything apart from old age and death that could affect someone who has been reborn? And Buddha says, "Great king, for someone who has been reborn, there is nothing apart from old age and death." So that's commonplace. Even for well-to-do aristocrats, we've been talking these aristocrats in a couple suttas. We were talking about we should not disparage an aristocrat. And what else?
Poisonous snakes.
I mean, there were four things: aristocrat, a snake, fire, and what else? A monk. So maybe a monastic, So that's unisex, Could be a nun or monk. Anyways, so even for well-to-do aristocrats, Brahmins. Who are the Brahmins? The Brahmins are the ones who have the special privileges in the Indian society at that time. Or householders, rich, affluent, and wealthy, with lots of gold and silver, lots of property and assets, and lots of money and grain where they are born. There is nothing apart from old age and death. Okay. So for all these individuals, aristocrats, Brahmins, householders, they had a lot of money. And in this sutta's commentary, it says 3 kind of individuals: Kattiya Mahasala, Brahmana Mahasala, Gahapati Mahasala. They were the rich, the types of rich people at that time. Kattiya Mahasala were the aristocrats who were future kings. Brahmana Mahasala, as I said to you, Brahmin was the advisory individual at that time. They were advising the aristocrats. And the Gahapatis, so they were normal bankers, bankers who had no royal family thing, but they were normal bankers. So they said they had, in India, they had this name for the money called koti. I think in Sinhala we say koti. People are not comfortable with million and billion trillion in Sri Lanka and India. They say koti. What is a koti? 1 koti crore is equal to 10 million. You got to calculate, do the maths. So if you can look at from the bankers, so bankers had 40 koti. Okay, that means they had 400 millions in today's currencies, whatever the currency. Brahmins, they had 80 koti, that means they had 800 millions today's money. And Kattiya Mahasala, they had koti satang nidanagatang, 100 kotis, that means 1,000 million. Is that a billion? Is that a billion? Okay, they had a billion. So these aristocrats. It further talks about how they put this all well. Part of the well they bury in the middle of their house. The other part they keep it as mobile. They bring it wherever they go and something like that. Anyway, so now they are not different. They are not excluded from old age and death. Everybody is up for old age and death. Even for the monastics who are perfected, who have entered the defilements, completed the spiritual journey, done what had to be done, laid down the burden, achieved their own goal, utterly ended the fetters of rebirth, and are rightly free through enlightenment, their bodies are liable to break up and be laid to rest. Now, this is the most important part we have to study today. Let me read a little bit of the Pali. Nattiko Maharaja Jatasa Anyatra Jarāmaraṇa Yepite Maharaja Kattiya Mahasala, aristocrats, Adda Mahadana, wealthy, affluent, Mahapoga, Pahuta Jata Rupa Rajata, Pahuta Vitupa Karana, Pahuta Dhanadhanyate Sampi, Jatanang Natti Anyatra Jarāmaraṇa. So everybody of those has to encounter aging and death. But look at the second aspect of the most important part of what we're going to talk about. Yepiti Maharaja Bhikkhu Arahantu Kīnāsava Busitavantu Katakaraniya Ohita Bahara Anupatta Sadatta Parikkina Bhava Sanyojana Sammadanya Vimutta Te Sampayan Kayo Bedana Dhammu Nikkepana Dhammu. So we need to study what these specific Pali words mean, and we never know just by the literal meaning. What is Kīnāsava? We know asava means, what do we call by asava? Influxes, influxes. Now these influxes mean defilements. Is that word familiar with you? Defilements, polluted thoughts. Okay, so they could be greed, they could be hatred, they could be delusion. But when someone eradicates 4 main influxes, we call them Kāmasava, Bhavasava, Avijjāsava. There's one I think I'm missing. Kāmasava, Bhavasava, Avijjāsava, Ditthāsava. So these, if someone can eradicate these 4 influxes, that means she becomes Kīnāsava. What is Kāmasava? Kāma means sensual defilements. We all know, I think on that Monday we were talking about karma. There are 2 types of karmas. So kilesa karmas are the ones we all consume all the time. But there are people who want to take it to a further level. They want to keep them. They want to develop strong attachments towards those kilesas, so those karmas. So those are the ones we call karmasava. It's an influx. So it's always influxing, right? And then bhavasava. Bhava means birth. Now, according to Buddha, we've been borning, reborning for billions of time. So there's no ending until we end up with Nibbana if we can. So any influxes for births called bhavasava. There are people who want to, who like to be reborn. But in Buddhist teachings, Buddha asks us to not to think that way. Try to minimize your intentions to be reborn, because we never know where we're going to be reborn. There are 31 places where beings are going to be reborn: 4 hells, 6 heavens, human place, and then 16 material Brahma worlds and 4 immaterial Brahma worlds. So there are 31 places. But we never know where we can be reborn, because the moment you die, that's very important. Let's say you've been doing a lot of good things, you are really good, but suddenly you come up with anger. You are really angry about something. You are really sensual, and at that moment you're gonna die. And Buddha says that is a place where you die with wrong view, because wrong view means you are extremely desirous, and you are greedy, you are angry, you are very ignorant about what you do. So you are helpless at that point. Then you may be reborn in one of the four hells. So that's why, looking at this uncertainty, Buddha asks us to try to minimize your future births. But it may be difficult for some people. Buddha says try your best, because if you're going to be born in one of the hells, and you would have to spend a lot of time in those places, and we never know how long. So that's why bhavasava, the influx called the birth related influxes. And then kama bhava ditta, views. So there are a lot of views in this world nowadays: political views, world views. Sometimes we get stuck with these rumors, right? Nowadays we have a lot of unreal news about health situations, right? So we get bogged down by all these good and bad, real, unreal news. And then what happens? The moment you get to know a news, you are constructing your own view. So that's, maybe you might be angry towards someone after reading the news. You might be very ignorant. You might be very sensual. Buddha says, if you construct any wrong views, then unwholesome. If it is going to be unwholesome, it's a wrong view. If it is not out of greed, hatred, delusion, then they all fall into unwholesome views. Okay, so influxes regarding unwholesome views. And kama bhava ditta. Avijja means delusion. What is delusion in the Buddhist teachings? Buddha says delusion about the Four Noble Truths. Anyone knows about Four Noble Truths? What they are? Four Noble Truths. So these are the main truths in the Buddhist teachings, and these are the most important teachings. Dukkha Arya Satya, the truth called dissatisfaction. The noble truth called dissatisfaction. They had kind of people never say saints' names without a saint, right? They had noble at the beginning of the truth. So the noble truth called dissatisfaction. Dukkha Samudaya Arya Satya, the noble truth called the cause of the dissatisfaction. The third noble truth called the dissolution, or the dissolution of the dissatisfaction. The fourth noble truth is called the noble truth called the path leading to the ending of the dissatisfaction. So Buddha primarily taught us that even though we like people, we get in touch with people, but time to time we get dissatisfied. The only thing is that we can switch things here and there, right? And then we are happy about it, that person. But every time in this deep down mind, we get dissatisfied. We got to find out the reason, the cause. That's the main quest, search of the Buddha. So those are the Four Noble. If someone is at least trying not to find out what they are and the information about these Four Noble Truths, that person has delusion. So any influxes about delusion. Okay, so those are the four asavas. So the person who is going to get enlightened is going to cutting down on these four asavas. And what is Vusita Vanto Brahmacharya Vasangut? And the Brahmacharya, the celibate life of a monastic. So that is the Brahmacharya, the highest form of living according to Buddha. So they are minimizing any defilement that can come up. What is Cara Mia? Now, I would translate Kinasava this way: who have ended the defilements. Pusitavantu means completed the spiritual journey. Now, you all trying to be on the spiritual journey, exploring your spiritual journey. A good monastic has to end their spiritual journey. See a difference. They have to end the spiritual journey. And Katakaraniya means done what had to be done. Chatuhi maggehi karaniya etesam katanti katakaraniya. What are the four components of the spiritual path? You all have to deal with those four spiritual paths. Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arhat. Some people make a double jump. Some people don't want to get into the first one. They do a double jump into the Anagami. So Buddha said, in terms of your spiritual journey's progress, you need to attain spiritual stages. There are four spiritual stages, and these individuals, they have done attaining those spiritual stages. Sotapanna means you are entering the stream, this path. That's what we all always try to tell our devotees. You need to try to be a Sotapanna. What is Sotapanna like? There are three things that one has to discard. Sakkaya Ditti, Vicikicca, Silappata Paramasa. Sakkaya Ditti means personality. What do you call the best word? Ego. Or I would say personality concept. So we all struggle with our I, me, myself thinking, right? We don't like, we get lost. We don't like, this I, me mentality. Buddha said there are, as I told you in many previous discussions, Buddha views the truth in two ways: Sammuti Satcha, Paramata Satcha. Conventional truth, ultimate truth. Conventionally, in terms of conventional truth, what do you think? Does me, myself exist or not? They exist, right? Because there is you can take care of yourself. You need to eat healthy food. You need to have a good life, right? Buddha said, it's okay, no problem. But on the ultimate level, there is no I, me, myself. They all are labeling. They all are labeling, right? And Buddha, and we can look at an example. What do you call a car? What kind of a component in a car you call a car? Is it the tire? Is it the steering wheel? Is it the seat? Is it the engine? What do you call a car? Do you call a car just by referring to one component, or just the whole thing?
The whole thing.
The whole thing. And it's just a labeling. And if you say an individual, you can't say it is the heart or the brain or the hands or whatever the other things, right? It's just labeling. Buddha said, on the ultimate level, there's no I, me, myself. It's just a combination of different things. At the end, all this looks to him as being empty. They all are empty at the end. There's nothing exists. We call it emptiness. Anyway, so one has to give up this I me mentality by the mind. But you still care your friends and other your people, but you mentalizing, I can get over my I me myself thinking. I'm not too much into I me myself. The moment you try to deconstruct you from other things that you call I me myself, you start to become very happy. That's what we call, if you really wanna be happy, look within. That's where you're gonna deconstruct the things and you, right? That connection. So that's the first thing that we all need to get over. Second thing is doubts. Third thing is unnecessary rituals. So this is Sotapanna. At the Sakadagami level, you need to work on your lust and particularly we call it hatred. So in this way, there are 4 spiritual attainments. Some people, they have to go one by one. Some people, they go right away from 1 to 3, 1 to the third one. Maybe some people right away they get enlightened. They become an arahant. So anyway, katakaraniya means chatuhui maggehi karaniyam ete sankatanti katakaraniya. So these monastics, they have entered. They have already attained all these stages, right? Another very important, interesting word is what you call lay down the burden, ohita baharu. Now this is a very interesting word for the monks and the nuns. Now you all carrying a lot of weight. Let's take a look what they are. Kanda baharu, kilesa baharu, abhisankhara baharu, kama guna baharu, ime ohita bara, ete santi ohita bara. So usually an individual carries the 5 aggregates. Kanda baharu. What is kanda? What do you call a 5 aggregate? Buddha says there is no man, woman, but there are 5 aggregates. What is 5 aggregate? 5 aggregates mean we are not really individuals. We are an amalgamation of 5 things. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Viññāna. Rupa is form. We have a form. Vedana is feelings. Sanya is perception. Sankhara is formations. Viññāna is consciousness. So every being has these 5. So the branding, naming, identifications, they all are, the ways and means how we used to understand, identify them. But they all have these 5. So if anyone carries this being's body, then that means they carry this weight. The arahants, the people who have attained nibbana, they also carry, but they don't have this weight, the way that, because they have gone away from the five aggregates mentally. But we carry the 5 aggregates mentally as well at the moment, as long as we are not an arahants. Kilesa baharu, we carry defilements. Do we carry defilements? Polluted thoughts? Yes, we do. Greed, hatred, delusion. So then we are very heavy. We cannot go fast the way we want, I mean the spiritually and as a life. Sometimes when you are bogged down with a lot of desires, you still want to think about a lot of things, about other people, you can't make a decision, you are stuck somewhere in your life because you are heavy with your polluted thoughts. Abhisankhara bharu means karma. It is always good to do a lot of good karma, but if you do good karma without understanding the main purpose of the Buddhism, that is becoming an arahant, then you still carrying a lot of karma. Karma means fuel. The fuel means the gas for a vehicle, So the gas for the samsara, the sansaric journal, this rebirth circle, is karma. If you only collect karma without thinking my end goal should be nibbana, that means you are carrying unnecessary weight into your life. The last one is kama guna bahara. Kama guna bahara means 6 sensual pleasures. What are they? Rupa, saddha, gandha, rasa, pottabba, dhamma. So rupa means images. We often get carried away by beautiful, sometimes such kind of, images, sights, and some songs, some voices, right? And some smells, and some taste. Right? Some people can't even eat without their desired taste, right? They want that particular taste, otherwise they can't eat. There's so much in the taste, so they are really upset about when they can't make that happen. So images or sights, sounds, smell, taste, contact, comfortable, comfortable, places to get comfortable, and then the thought. Some people like to stay in a certain mentality, but they can. Different things happen on the day. We all like to wake up in the morning with beautiful plans, but what happened? Halfway of the day, something is gonna hit us bad. We never expect, but it's coming. It's coming to hit us, and then we think, okay, my day is gone now. I don't think it's a good thing. Buddha said we have to get ready for any mentality. Be that a good one, be that a bad one, but I'm okay. I'm trying to understand what this is all about, because I know change is the only thing what happens at the end. We try not to get change, but we're gonna get change. That's what it says, all age. Okay, so kama guna bhara means that is another weight. That means when you are too much into your sensual pleasures, they are carrying you away. What Buddha says is try to strengthen your senses, your piece of eyes, piece of ears, nose, tongue, body, and the mind. Try to strengthen. Don't try to strengthen the objects of the sense faculties, because they're going to carry you away. You have no place at that point if you're going to let them grow. Try to strengthen your own sense faculties. If so, you won't carry a lot of weight. If not, you are carrying that weight. So there are 4 weights that you're carrying, 5 aggregates, because you are carrying a body that you have aggregates. Kilesa bhara, defilements, abhisankara, kamma, kama guna is sensual pleasures. That's what we call weight. So an enlightened arahant doesn't carry any of these. Doesn't carry any of them actually. And Buddha says in one of the other, in couple other suttas, they are like the birds. Do you think the bird has a weight? Just the weight of the feathers or the wings, Other than that, I don't think the birds carry any weight. They can go anywhere they want, right? They can go anywhere. They migrate everywhere, right? No immigration, no customs, right? They go everywhere. See? Because we carry weight, we can't do that stuff, right? So be like a bird. You are not carrying anything. You are a free person, as free as a bird. And so no weight. Okay. So this way, Buddha talks about different other, words. And the main idea when he talks about the arahants is that they are also, they are also subject to old age and death. But they, on the other side, they have already attained to an extent where they don't experience old age and death afterwards. And this stanza deals with that. Jiranti ve rajarata suchitta atu sarirampi jarang upeti. Satancha dhammo na jarang upeti. Santo have sabbi pavedyanti. The fancy chariots of kings wear out, and this body too gets old, but goodness or nibbana never gets old. So the true and good good proclaim. So when you attain Nibbana, or when you are into the noble path, one of those four spiritual attainments, that's the place where you will not experience, where you can make yourself to the place where you won't experience old age and death. Then you're gonna be an immortal person, right? A lot of people say the deities are immortal, but Buddha says they are not immortal in that way. Only by attaining Nibbana, you're gonna end this sansaric journey. Somebody may ask, what will happen to them when they die? And Buddha used the simile, what will happen to a candle? Where is the fire goes? Where does the fire go when the candle is, turned off? You can't say a place. That's the same phenomenon that can happen to that's going to happen to an arahant. So no birth, no old age, nothing. That's what Buddha says, the permanent happiness. Okay? Any questions?
One, want to make sure I understood the senses. So the smell, sight, taste, all of those. We're gonna try to strengthen those, or by like making them not sensitive to
I mean,
things?
those are the objects of the sense faculties, right?
Okay.
So Buddha identifies there are 6 sense faculties. In the West, people say seeing, hearing, smelling, touching, that way. But in the Buddhist teachings, Buddha says you have eyes, piece of eyes, 2 eyes, piece of ears, 2 ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. So those are sense faculties. In a way, you can have a good management with these, good care with these 6 senses. You can strengthen them, because when it goes to the sights, sounds, smells, taste, or those kind of things, it's pretty difficult sometimes, because they are the external objects, right? Pretty much. But those 6 are within you mostly.
Okay.
So that's what Buddha says you need to strengthen. So
like
that
developing like a set point, so regardless of what you smell, your nose still is okay.
Developing the 6 sense faculties in a wholesome way, so that, let's say I see an image of something, and then I don't get carried away with that. I have my understanding where I should take myself with this image. But what happens is this image is gonna carry me away into its purpose, right? It's not good. That's what happens to us. So then we are carried away. That's a big weight, Yeah. So that's one of the main key teachings of the Buddha. Try to strengthen, empower your 6 senses. That doesn't mean you need to spoil them,
Right.
That's a different thinking. Buddha says always strengthen. Give more energy into them. Spiritual, wholesome energy. Yeah. Anyone is happy about aging? Because we all been aging, right? Growing up, and then we call it aging, right? Is there a science about studying about the aging? Have you ever a gerontology or something? How do you call it?
Gerontology.
Gerontology
Yes.
is the science of the aging, I think. It's kind of a scientific study about what is aging like, what has happened to people when they age.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good one, yeah. So, from the Buddhist perspective, Buddha ultimately talks about there is a place where you won't experience old age and death. That's the most important teaching in here. So that's by attaining stages, meditating, reflecting upon those things, and strengthening your senses, so and so forth. Okay? Let's share all the good karmas with the deities and the Nibbana relatives. May all the good karmas we've been accumulating by all these ways be shared by all the deities who protect and bless all of us. Nowadays, we know that across the globe, people are really scared about different health situations. So, may the devas, deities, protect all the beings in this universe. Is there, tension about these situations? May the devas give them enough strength, courage, and happiness, health, and take care of all the beings. May they be happy and peaceful. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu samba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu samba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu samba sampatti siddhya. Let's share all the good karmas with the departed relatives who passed away in the name of all of us. May all the departed relatives share in all these good karmas. May they be happy and peaceful. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita hontu ñāteo. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita hontu ñāteo. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita hontu ñāteo. Finally, let's make a great wish. May all the good karmas we've been accumulating in all these ways be helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana silissa nichang vaddha pachayino chattaru dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha atu nibbana sampatti iminate saminjatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let's respect the Buddha by bowing down 3 times.